You know the feeling. You're weeks into a new fitness plan, you feel like you're getting stronger, but are you really? Today, we're going to get into the science of knowing for sure. We're talking about effective fitness testing, the absolute key to turning all that hard work into results you can actually see and measure. So, you're putting in the work, right? Hitting the gym, going for those runs. You definitely feel better, no doubt. But how do you objectively know you're improving? Is your endurance actually getting better? Are you stronger? Faster? This is like the fundamental question for anyone who's serious about their fitness journey. Well, the answer is pretty simple, but the way you do it is crucial. It all comes down to effective testing. This is how we get real, hard data on our progress. It's how we find our strengths and weaknesses, and honestly, it's what keeps us motivated for the long haul. Okay, but here's the thing. Not all tests are created equal, not by a long shot. To be genuinely useful, a fitness test has to follow some pretty important rules. So let's break down the three core principles that make a test something you can actually trust. First up is validity, and honestly, this is the big one. It asks a really simple question. Is this test actually measuring the thing I want to measure? I mean, think about it. If you want to test your flexibility, doing a 1-minute push-up test isn't going to give you a valid result, right? It has to be the right tool for the job. Next, we've got reliability. This is all about consistency. It means if you do the same test under the exact same conditions, you should get pretty much the same results every time. You know, if your 1-mile run time is 8 minutes on Tuesday and then 12 minutes on Thursday, something's off. If the numbers are all over the place, the test isn't reliable, and you just can't trust that data to show real change. Let's really nail down how these two work together. Think about a bathroom scale. If the scale is accurate, it shows your true weight, it has high validity. And if it gives you that exact same weight every single time you step on it, it's reliable. But here's the catch. What if it's consistently 5 pounds off? Well, in that case, it's reliable, but it's not valid. For a test to be truly effective, you absolutely need both. No exceptions. And that brings us to the third piece of the puzzle, practicality. Look, a test can be super valid and super reliable, but if it requires some crazy expensive lab equipment or takes 3 hours to finish, it's just not that useful for tracking your own progress, is it? We need tests that are affordable, accessible, and don't take up our entire day. So, you've picked a good test. Awesome. Now, how do you make sure you're doing it right every single time? This is where standardized procedures come in. Following a strict, consistent protocol is what guarantees that reliability we were just talking about. And there are 3 steps you just can't skip. Number 1, safety first. A PARQ, which is a physical activity readiness questionnaire, just helps make sure you're good to go. Number 2, calibrate your equipment. You got to make sure your tools are accurate. And finally, the most important part, follow the exact same protocol every single time. That's how you know your results are actually comparable from one test to the next. All right, now for the fun part. Let's take a quick tour through some common fitness tests and see what specific components of fitness they're actually designed to measure. First up, body composition. Now, this isn't just about your weight on this scale. It's about the percentage of your body that's made up of muscle, fat, and bone. It gives you a much, much clearer picture of your overall health. So 2 of the most practical ways to track this are by calculating your BMI, or body mass index, and by measuring your waist-to-hip ratio. The BMI gives you a general health indicator based on your height and weight, and that waist-to-hip measurement can be a really useful marker for certain health risks. The best part? They're both simple, low-cost ways to see how your body composition is changing over time. Next up, agility. This is all about your ability to change direction and fast, while staying in complete control. Think about sports like basketball or soccer. That explosive change of direction is agility in action. It's so crucial for performance and honestly for preventing injuries. And here is a perfect example of a standardized test. The Illinois Agility Test uses a very specific course layout. Cones here, turn there. By timing how fast you can complete this exact course, you get a valid and reliable measure of your agility that you can directly compare week after week. See how that works? Now let's talk flexibility. This is simply the range of motion you have in your joints, and good flexibility is vital, not just for athletes, but for all of us, for everyday movement, preventing injuries, and just staying mobile as we get older. The classic sit and reach test is a perfect example here. It's a simple, super practical test that specifically targets the flexibility of your hamstrings and your lower back. It's been a staple in fitness assessments for a very long time, and for good reason. Okay, what about pure raw strength? Well, muscular strength is your ability to exert force against some kind of resistance. It's basically about how much you can lift or push or pull in a single all-out effort. A fantastic tool for measuring this is the grip dynamometer. It isolates and measures the maximum strength of your hand and your forearm. It's a highly valid test because it's designed for one specific purpose and one purpose only: to measure your grip strength. Finally, let's look at balance. Balance is your ability to keep your body stable, whether you're standing perfectly still or you're moving around. It's really a foundational skill that impacts pretty much everything we do physically. And there are different ways to test it too. The stork stand, for instance, measures your static balance, how well you can hold a completely still position. On the other hand, the Y balance test challenges your dynamic balance, your ability to stay stable while you're in motion. Both are totally vital for coordination and preventing falls.
So we've covered the why, the what, and the how of good fitness testing. Let's just quickly pull it all together and recap the most important things to take away from all this.
So let's build your testing toolkit. Before you start, just ask yourself these questions. Is this test valid, reliable, and practical for me? Am I following a standard, repeatable procedure? Have I done my safety checks and calibrated my gear? And most importantly, am I using the right test for the right goal? You nail these down and you are ready to go. Look, effective testing isn't just for elite athletes. It's an incredibly powerful tool for anyone. It transforms your fitness journey from just guesswork into a clear, measurable path to success. So the only real question left is, what matters most to you? And how are you going to start measuring it?